welcome to the Knitting Project. My name is Sharon. I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Tuesday the 15th of July 2025 and this is episode 191. Welcome if you're a new viewer, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my podcast all about what I've got up to during my week, crafting wise, not my crafty week. Although that would be lovely. That's the dream. However, not what happened. It was a busy week, but I'm going to show you the progress. I sort of fell off the project for a day and then I fell back on it the next day. So I kind of went off project and then was like, actually. So on day one, that's socks, I was like, all I want to do is knit socks, which was quite useful for day one for socks. And then after that, I was like, actually, I want to go back on project. So I was like, well, okay. So today, day 2, is shawl day. So I was just like, well, that's going to work, isn't it? Oh dear. I am such a squirrel, but I do enjoy the routine of the project and knowing which projects I'm knitting on what days. Right, all that said, shall we get into it? So day 1 is socks, and I've got an FO. I've managed to finish my summer solstice socks. So this was from a set by the lovely Jenny of Winnie Goodness Yarns, and I love these. So I made some Rose City Rollers, which is a pattern by Mary Catherine Briner from Orange Knits, and haven't done the slip stitch heel, colourwork heel, and this bit's actually just twisted rib. So it's kind of almost a rip-off of the pattern, but I find if I do the colourwork, it's a bit too tight. So I've just done a twisted rib to emulate the middle bit and just a normal heel on these ones. And I use the mini for the roll cuff, the twisted rib detail and the toe. And yeah, there are 2 of them all finished. They've even been photographed and are in my little finished objects book. So that's exciting. I will perhaps, I was going to say do a snippet on that, but I've got so many snippets recorded now that I probably need to not do a snippet for a while. Maybe I'll try and show it to you during a weekly vlog. But I've kind of done, I'm changing the way I've done my FOs, my photographing. I've put them in the little book. But yeah, anyway, that's that one done. I really loved it. I used 2 2.5mm needles and I did a 60 stitch count. So it's kind of just like a vanilla sock, but with features from this other pattern. So it's a bit of a hybrid, but love it. So that's that one. And then I decided I wanted to knit any sock whip. Didn't mind what it was, but any sock whip. And those of you who've been following on with the snippets will know that I have been claying out my sideboard to put all my whips in there. They are now in there, which is exciting. I mean, they are packed in there. I'm looking forward to getting some of them done so it's not quite so packed. But I've kept out all of the sock whips because I really want to get all my sock whips just done and off the needles. Oh, it's quite amusing because I have this purge like once a year where I get all my sock whips done and then I sort of seem to cast on all the socks again and never finish them. So yeah, not so great, but part of that I just picked up a random sock out of this pile of sock whips, which was this one. It was hanging out in this lovely bluebell bag, which is a hand embroidered bag from Sherry Iris that I absolutely adore. It's up there with one of my favourite bags, and I'm very much on brand with the green today. And I was like, right, I'm going to do this sock whip. I couldn't remember what was in there. I was like, it's on the sock whip pile, I'm going to do this sock whip. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I opened this that it's my Advent socks from West Green Loft Yarns, and I'm knitting them concurrently. So I was at the end of the pink. Was I on the pink? No, I was at the end of the pink when I picked these up. So all the green bits I did actually on yesterday whilst I was sorting things out in the evening. So, because yesterday was sock day, it's just so beautiful. And I've done them again concurrently. So I'm almost, I finished the green, this green on this one, and obviously there was a mini there and a mini there, and then a heel turn mini. So I finished the green on this one, and I'm going down the green on this one. So each section, obviously these are Scrappy socks, each section is 10 rows long. So I'm going to do 10 rows on this bit, and obviously it's the gusset decreases as well. So that's 10 rows, that's 10 rows, and that's a little bit more than 10 rows, but I wasn't going to stop halfway through a heel turn. So that just kept going until I got the heel turn done. And the same with this one. So that's the full 10 rows on the top of that. So that's how the top of that's going to look. And yeah, again, I was not gonna stop when I got to 10 rows on the heel turn, so I just kept going on the heel turn and then picked up in the new green colour. So that's exciting. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on row mini 7 of these, and the rest of the minis are still in their case. So this is just like doing the advent for a second time, because I've got no clue what colour is going to come next. So I'm just grabbing them out as and when, which is really exciting. I'm really enjoying that. I mean, it doesn't make that sock particularly portable when I need to carry that around with me. So I'm guessing if I'm going somewhere where I need a out and about project, I'm still going to have to grab my grab and go socks, but I haven't grabbed them for a little while actually. But oh yeah, loved that. It was a very, very, very fun thing to do, and of course, because they're Scrappy, they are growing so quickly. However, I have of course going to have lots of ends to sew in on these shorty socks, just making some little shorties. I'm not going to go for full length, probably end up with 2 pairs out of that advent, hopefully. So I'm on 7, and I can go up to 12, so hopefully by the end of the 12th one I'll have done the foot and the toe. If not, I don't mind kind of recycling it. I have got quite a lot of each mini left, so it's not gonna I'm not gonna run out of yarn, but really enjoying that. And again, obviously 2 circulars, and it's a 60 stitch count. So 60 stitch count, 10 rows each mini. Really enjoying those. I am going away for a few days at the end of this week. Well, not even at the end of this week. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going on Wednesday, which is really exciting. I've got Thursday and Friday off. Theoretically, because we had such lovely weather, and of course the weather has broken. So I don't catch a break with the weather, but I did get to enjoy it this weekend out in the garden, which was lovely. Watching lots and lots and lots of Wimbledon, which was fabulous. I think all my weekly vlog this week is going to be pictures of me in the garden watching Wimbledon. But hopefully you won't mind. So anyway, that's day 1 socks. Day 2 is Shawl day, and at the moment it's still living in my lovely bag from my friend Belle from the Belle and Stitch podcast, and it's the Litmus Cow, which is a pattern by Jude Harper, and I don't think I've done an awful lot more. This project cannot catch a break. I do seem to get very caught up on the days when this is the project. I have, however, at least managed to finish that colour now, so that's where I was for the last podcast. So I finished that colour, and I am now back into the yellow. So I've only got 2 more minis of this to do, of which that's 1, and then I need another one, and then I've got my 24 minis in here, and I can graft it. It's Shawl day today. Will I get this finished? No, that's too much knitting. It's not going to get finished today. So you should probably see this as a still as a whip, I think, next time. Depends on how long I am between recording podcasts, but I plan on recording it next Tuesday. So I'm back on from my holiday on Monday, so I thought if I did it today and then next Tuesday it's a full week, because hopefully I'll get some of this done while I'm away. I don't know if this project will be going away with me. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday will be the vest, Thursday will be the something else, which is a surprise, I'm not going to mention it. Friday will be the mystery blanket, Saturday will be the anthology. Sunday will be socks. No, so this will be Monday. I could have just worked that out, couldn't I? It's the day before. Silly girl. So yeah, no, this won't get back in whilst I'm away. So I don't anticipate this being finished. We will see how much more we've got done by the next time I podcast, if it is next week. But I love this. These are a mixture of minis. As I said, it's a pattern by Jude Harper, and it is a great fun knit. Let's not dwell on that, because obviously you've seen it multiple times now, and I have not made that amount of progress on it. I'm enjoying doing it though, but like I said, it's today, so at least I'll be able to knit on that whilst I'm editing, because it's just round and round. It's just a giant sock, isn't it, really? Day 3 is my Brandy bag, which I love, and in here is my spring vest by My Favourite Things. I actually remembered it this time, and a little bit to talk about with this. So if you remember, hold on, just let me put some flamingos on the end of these so they don't fall off, stitches don't fall off. If you remember, I was having a debate about the neck and the sleeve and what I was going to do. Well, I got the sleeve done. So this is the sleeve, and I've done all of the green went in. It's a twisted rib. Some of the rainbow went in. So I split the minis into 3 for the rainbows. That's one of them, and that's the other. And I did the same with the green. That's one of them. No, I didn't do the same with the green. The green I split into 2. The rainbow I split into 3, so that I've got a bit of this in the neck and both the arms. This I've got a bit of this. I've got this in the neck and both the arms, but this is already in the neck because it's there. And I was having a debate, wasn't I, about the fact that I didn't like the neck as it was. I wanted to make it longer, and having now made these arms longer, I definitely wanted to make the neck longer. So I am in the process of unpicking my bind on. My bind off. My bind on? Oh dear. Unpicking my cast off and putting it onto needles. So, I think I've only got that to do, so I think I'm sort of 2/3 of the way there. It does take a while, doesn't it, to pick up from a bind off, but it didn't help I was trying to do it in the dark either. But yeah, so I've unpicked that. I'm going to after that I'm going to put the rainbow mini in, and then on this, where's the sleeve, I cast off. I did one round in the blueberry and then cast off, which is that colour. So I'm going to do the same for the neck. I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to put one round of the blueberry and cast off, as long as it's long enough. So that's my issue, is going to be, I'd like it to be maybe not quite as long as this, but not far short. So obviously that's the length of the green. I don't think that's going to put an awful lot more length on that. I think it's only going to put in a few, like 3 or 4 rows. So we'll see. I may have to have a couple of rows of this, but I'm gonna have a go. So yeah, that was enjoyable. I worked really hard, as you can imagine, to get all that done, because where was I? I was on the sleeve, wasn't I, when I last put the sleeve down? Now I can't find it. There it is. Did I stitch mark it? I don't think. Yes, I did. So I was there when you last saw this. So I've done all of the rest of that and done some of the pick up of the bind off. I know when I spoke to you, my goal was to get the sleeve finished and to get all the bind off picked up, but yeah, that did not happen. That really did not happen. It was just like, no, there is not enough time. But I am pleased with that. I love the way that looks, actually. I love how I love the rainbow in that. It's so pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to wear this with. I have got a really nice white dress this will go with. So, yeah. By next podcast, I hope to have the neck done. That's my goal, to get the neck finished by the next podcast, and maybe even this arm picked up. But we will see. That would be a nice goal to have, but who knows? And then I could go back to the body, which will be going into the purple. That shouldn't theoretically be attached to anything, if I'm honest. It's not. Neither should you. Also not. There we go. Don't know why they came out. It just came out attached to it. So yeah, really like it. This is DK yarn and is by Elderflower Stitches. It's Elderflower Stitches yarn in her DK colours. They're beautiful. They're beautiful and bright and sort of just fun, aren't they? Looking forward to seeing this done. So I'm glad that's back in the rotation. I'm back working on it because I know I kind of stuck and fell off the wagon on that one a little bit. I would really like to get my is it summer solstice tea? Is it actually what that's called? Or have I just got that in my head because of the socks? But I'd like to get that done as well, but that hasn't made it out yet. Right, so that's day 3, garment day. Day 4 is deadline knitting day, and if you remember last week, I actually couldn't find day 4. I have, you'll be pleased to know, subsequently found it, so at least I know where that is. However, that's not the deadline knit I did this week. My deadline knit is living in here, and at some point the brain filtered the fact that it is July and that I probably should be knitting my July dishcloth. So I have started my July dishcloth. For those of you that are new, in January, when I was putting down the decorations, I was thinking, oh, this is quite sad in the kitchen. You know, I was beautifully decorated. I loved my kitchen this year. I have plans to expand on it. Sorry, I loved my kitchen for Christmas last year. I plan to expand on it for this year. But in January, when I took all the decorations down, I was about, oh, it's a bit, you know, drab and dreary. And my brain went, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice little pile of fresh dishcloths for the day you take the decorations down to put into the kitchen. Cue, let's make a dishcloth a month. So we've got an impromptu knit along going along. If you're new here and you haven't and you want to take part, the goal is to have 12 dishcloths by January the 6th. So we're going to take photos of our 12 dishcloths and send them in after January the 6th. So you don't have to do one a month. I'm just trying to do one a month. You don't have to. If you want to knit them all in December, that's absolutely fine. If you want to knit them all today, that's absolutely fine. But the goal is that you send me or email me a picture of 12 dishcloths that you have knitted throughout the course of this year or before the deadline. If you got one in progress, absolutely whips is allowed. Absolutely fine. They don't have to be started and finished in this, you know, since whenever I came up with this concept. So if you've got one that's hanging around in a project bag that's been there for a while, then now's perhaps the time to finish it. So yes, we're just going to have a little impromptu knit along, send in some photos in January, and I will do a draw for a winner. We'll send out a prize because I haven't done a prize on the podcast for an awful long time. So this is my little pile of dishcloths so far. Here we go. So we've got January, February, March, April, May, June. So I've got a whole half a year of dishcloths. I'm so pleased with that. They look beautiful, don't they? I'm using the Wondrous Dishcloth pattern by Jules Hill of So Sweet Violet. But you can use whichever one you want. I mean, that's fine. It's just what I'm doing, so they all match. And like I said, the brain kicked in and went, it's July. You might want to start knitting your July dishcloth. And I love knitting this pattern, and I have got it now so that I actually don't need to look at the pattern. I have finally got the pattern. So here we go. Here's my July one. Loving it. So much fun to knit. Oh, bear with me. So much fun to knit. Really love it. I love this colour. I thought that was a very July colour. And it kind of, I didn't really mean to rainbow it, but it is kind of rainbow into that, isn't it? Yeah. How lovely. I've managed to do Judy's magic cast on without having to look at the tutorial. So I think that's 3 in a row now I've managed to do that for, because I get a bit confused. But yeah, we're there, we did it. And yeah, I love this. Absolutely love it. So not much else I can say about it. I'm magic looping instead of 2 needles, by the way. And I am using, what needle sizes am I using? Come on, Chalkers, you have them written on you somewhere. There we go. I'm using a 3.25 needle, and the yarn I'm using are these little balls from Hello Yarn. Just got this on Amazon, and it came in a pack of 12, which was convenient, in all different colours. So I've got these colours left. Sort of icy colours almost. So yeah, they're the colours I've got left. September, October, November, August. September, October, November, December. Completely forgot August there. It's really raining. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm so sorry. We're having a bit of a cloudburst. But yeah, they're very pretty. So just chugging away on that, really enjoying it. It's in my bag by Taffety Mouse, which is a favourite bag, and I'm looking forward to having my little pile of dishcloths come January. That's the only knit along I've actually managed to keep up with this year, is my own. Oh dear. Anyway, that's day 4, deadline knitting day. Day 5 is Mystery Blanket Day, and my current one is living in this giant Busy Pottering one, and this is a Mystery Blanket by Debbie Abrahams, and this is the Mystery Baby Blanket. Bear with me. There it is. And I had a square that I'd started that I have actually managed to finish this week. So there was a lot of ends to 30 ends I think I counted to sew in on this. I don't think actually in hindsight it needed to be that many ends. I think I could have carried them up the side if I'd been careful, but I wasn't, so I just cut them when the pattern said to cut them. So this is the letter V from the baby blanket. I'm obviously, this is 2023, so we're well and truly past the mystery part of the mystery blanket, and I'm now starting from the bottom left so that I can just go up in strips. This is the first one, which happened to be the letter V. But this is going to go on a hiatus for a little while, because I was chatting with my friend Kate, who came over last weekend, and we were talking about swapping a quilt top, and I was like, well, I've got to give you something for that. And I have a mystery blanket which I know are in her colours, which I think she'd like, so I want to get that one finished. It turns out it's from 2017 because I found the pattern yesterday. Also, bit of a thank you to Past Me, who put all the patterns for 2017 into my Microsoft notebook, and there they all are, sitting there going, yes, hey, there's my patterns. I was like, that was inspired. So it's this one. I don't know if you've seen this on the podcast before or not. I mean, being that it's 2017, I may very well have started this before I podcast, and I know my first one that I was doing was the winter one, which I've also found, and I want to get on with that as well. So I've got 3 that are lined up that I want to do. So I'm going to do this one, then I want to do the baby blanket because I don't think that'll take me too long. And then I'm going to go back to the winter blanket. But I've got quite a few of these done. In fact, I think I worked out with Kate, we've got almost half the blanket done. Oops, just knocking my bottle over. And these are the squares. I've even blocked them, which is very not like me. But these have definitely been blocked. So that's one of them. I don't know what order these go in. This is where actually having a design board would be useful. But so that's one strip. And then we've got this strip. This is how I knew it was the 2017 one. Have to say, I'm not looking forward to those squares. I hate bubbles. So that's 2 strips. Three strips. That's a fish. Flower. So that's 4 strips, and then I've got part of a strip. Now I have a magpie under my window. I'm so sorry. And then that's part of a strip. So I think these are probably 9 strips wide. So I'm probably exactly halfway through this. Just right, a square under halfway. Because I think these squares, that's only 3, and I think these squares are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 7. So I'm half a square away from being halfway through this blanket. Isn't that incredible? So I'm going to get this finished so that Kate can have it. That's my theory. So hopefully you will see this and I don't fall off that wagon too much, because I found everything I need for it, which is exciting. I'm sure I've got needles in here as well. Let's have a look. Is there needles in here? I've got the colour thing I need. That's all done. Oh, this shows you how old this is. My needles are straights. Wow. I've got, and then my cable needles, 3.5mm. Are you 3.5mm? You're on the top. Okay, so they're 3.5mm. So if I want to swap to metals, I can. Let's see if we've got scissors in here. I've got all of the beads I need in here. So everything I need is here, which is really exciting. So I'm going to crack on with making that. It would be nice to get one of these done. It would also be nice to get one of these done and, you know, have a home for it rather than just a pile of them on the sofa. So that's day 5, mystery blanket day, and I did actually make some quite good progress this time. So day 6 is Scrappy project day, and this is the one that didn't get very much love, and I mean really didn't. So this is the anthology throw by Curious Handmade, and it was yesterday, and I just didn't get a chance with it. No, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. It was Sunday. And yeah, I just did not get the chance to do it as much as I wanted to. So I was there where that little stitch marker is, and that's all I did. I mean, there are 576 stitches on this thing, so 526 stitches. 520, it's right in front of me. 576 stitches. So a round is quite a mission, shall we say, but I was doing other things and just did not get it done. But this is really difficult to show you. So it's the Anthology Throw by Curious Handmade. It's from a knit event, but is available as a standalone pattern. It is knit in my Knit Styles advent from I don't know when, probably 2018 at a guess. And goodness me, Mystery Blanket 2017, advent from 2018. I am trying to go back in time, but I love this. It's a really good pattern. It's really good fun. It's a circular throw, so it's, yeah, very, very difficult to show. That's probably the best way of showing it. So I'm on mini 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on mini 8. I'm on mini 8. Again, this is a lovely one to have chatting and stuff, because it's just round and round and round, and you do have the odd eyelet row where you do need to concentrate, but the majority of the time it's just round and round in circles. And I'm loving how this works up. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to have. So yeah, that's the Anthology Throw by Curious Handmade. I'm not going to go on too much about it just because I haven't made much progress on it. It is still currently living in my 12 Days of Christmas bag. At some point I do need to find it a blanket bag, but I haven't really got a very big blanket bag to put it in right now. All of my big blanket bags have blankets in them, funnily enough. Right, that's it for the rotation. I have got a couple of other bits to show you. I'm also trying to work on a block of the Under the Stars blanket, which is a pattern by Amy Loudon, who is And Other Knits. And I finished another block. So I need to kind of neaten it up and cut off some ends and things. But that's the one that I finished, which is exciting. I love the colours in this. So I did manage to get that one done. This is the reason why the anthology didn't get as much love as it should have done, because I decided rather than just doing one of these corners, I was going to do all 4 corners, because they're only going to take me a couple of minutes. Well, they don't though, do they? They take about 20 minutes each. So I spent the time working on that. I need to wind up some more yarn for the next one. But love that. So I have got, that's the one I've just finished. That was the first one I did. And then I've put this in, I've got a calyx that I'm using just for the Under the Stars blanket stuff. And I've there's a flat box in the bottom, and I've put these on top of the flat box and put everything else on top of them. So I've kind of accidentally blocked them because these are definitely flatter than the other one. So that's one of them. That one. And then that one. I need to take that off because I do not want to flatten the little stitch marker. So yeah, they're my 3 blocks so far, which is exciting. I just need to wind up some more yarn and then I can get on with the next block. Why is that block bigger than that block? Oh, probably because it has actually blocked. Do you know what? It has made a difference blocking, because that one in the middle there is not as big as the other 2. So just sticking that on top of that has flattened it out a bit. Different way of blocking things, I guess. Block as you go. Yeah, but I love these. They're so pretty. They really are. So there's that one, and then that one. It's probably my least favourite of them, but that's probably my most favourite. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next block does. So I'm going to wind up the yarn so I can start on a new one of these and get my next block underway. But that's the Under the Stars blanket by Amy Loudon, and I'm really enjoying it. Forgot to say I was using dandelion and dogwood yarn for it. I've just chosen my next 2 colours while I was in there anyway and putting it away. So I'm going to use that mini, which is mixed tape. This is stunning. I want to make socks out of that. I might see if I can get a full skein of that. And then low volume lilac. So those are the next two. I'm going to go together. So I'm going to get them wound up so I can take them away with me. So I need to get that done. So yeah, that's my Under the Stars blanket. Next up, living in my big embroidery bag, is the current embroidery that I'm working on. And although I have tried to do this every day, I haven't managed it, but I have made some progress. The problem is I don't know where I was when I last spoke to you, so I don't know what progress I've made, which is not helpful. So I think I was possibly, I don't know, I feel like I was either there with the sunflower or there with the blue flower, in which case I've probably done that one, that one, that one and that one as a guess. So I have made some progress. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go now, and I love this. I'm going to probably frame this one and put it on the wall because it is a sampler. Oh, I need to do, and I need to do the top one. I need to do that one, which I'm probably just going to put the date and my initials in. But this has been very pleasant to work on of an evening when I've been in the garden, just hanging out and stitching, which has been lovely. And like I said, I've really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it. You want to see the back? I know seeing the back of these things is a thing. It's not perfect, but also I don't think it's awful either. That's the back. I don't think I did too badly with the back. I very much enjoyed it. Like everything, I just want some time off to sort of sit and do it. This is something I love doing when out in the garden. It's just something about stitching outdoors which is just so relaxing for me. It's like next level. Kind of the minute I get everything out and I'm just sitting there and I'm outside, I've immediately gone to a different place. It's brilliant. Just don't get to do it very often. But yeah, that's my stitching. That's the back of that bag. I love the fact that my sewing box that I made also fits in this one, because the number of times I go out to the garden, sit down and go, oh, I haven't got my stitching box, and I have to come back in for it. So I'm glad it fits in there. Right, well, that's it. That's the end of the making for this week. I just got incoming now. Okay, so my first one is a club, and it's the Elderflower Stitches. I can't remember what the name of the club's called, and I couldn't find it, but it's a sock club that's going on, and I think it's this year's. It could be at last year's. I bought a bundle and I'm not sure whether it's been and gone or whether it's current or not, but this is July and Rose, and it is gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't think I've shown this to you because I've got them all in one bundle. I couldn't remember where I finished, but I think I must have finished it, done, like the last one I did was June. So this is July's one, which is so pretty. I want to make all the socks at the moment, all the socks. And talking of socks, the other two I've got to show you are some Lay Family Yarn self-striping. I've got This Is Us, which is just so fun, and Watermelon, which had to happen because if you know me, I'm addicted to watermelon. So yeah, looking forward to knitting those two. They're 70 grams, 50 and 20, and yeah, and they are self-striping, so this will be stripy, will be a stripy sock. So after my mini met a tragic end for my other sock, I need to get hold of Kelly and get another mini from her, and then I can carry on with those ones. But I think in the meantime, until that happens, I'm going to just cast on a different striped set, because I actually want to knit stripy socks, but I'm not supposed to be knitting anymore. Oh, and I've got some stripy socks in there. Maybe I should finish knitting the stripy socks I've got in my whipped sock pile before I knit any more stripy socks. But I have these for when I want to. So that's my little incoming. I'm sorry this is a bit chaotic. I really should get my facts straight on that one. But that's it from me today. As I said, I'm going away for a few days in the caravan, so I am hoping that next time I record, I might actually have some content and progress on some of these things for you. Although I don't think I've made bad progress. I've definitely made good progress on the vest and got a pair of socks finished. So actually, for a week, that's not bad at all, is it, really? So I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I will see you next time.